Shall we start?
Yes, Sakhi, please go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So, I'm Sakhi Dabi, and I am a PhD scholar at the Center of Excellence for Wildlife and Conservation Studies, BKNMU Junagadh. And on behalf of the Center of Excellence for Wildlife and Conservation Studies, Bhakti Kavi, Narsimha Mehta University, I extend my very warm welcome to all of you, my dear students, participants, researchers, and wildlife enthusiasts. Today, for this inspiring session titled From Passion to Profession Building a Career in Wildlife Conservation. For now, I would like to invite our coordinator for this webinar and our scientist D for this in the center, Dr. Shabnam Sayed, to give a brief about this webinar. Please, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sakhi. A very warm good afternoon to everyone. I'm Shabnam, and Center of Excellence for Wildlife and Conservation Study is one kind of center where we are doing science-based conservation research. At the same time, we are also developing capacity building in this field, and as a part of this objective, we are here doing this webinar series of inspiring career in wildlife, and we have completed one webinar, and today is our second session of this webinar. And I would like to brief you about the webinar. Is like whenever we want to do something in the field of wildlife sciences, we have many questions, right? So we have came together with one very good platform that we are providing right now, in which we are calling different kind of researchers, different kinds of administrators, different kind of persons who are working in the captive biology, different professionals. We are working in the forest management as a forest officers, and all these professional experts will share their experience, will share their knowledge, and guide the students, UG students, PhD students, research scholars, and those who are really interested in the field of wildlife sciences. So once again, I welcome all of you, and please try to grab as much as knowledge from this entire webinar series. And I over to Sakhi to introduce our honorable speaker of this webinar.
Thank you, madam.
Baba, kaka, dada, mtoto, shangazi, lakini urafiki tu hivi hamna.
Please mute yourself.
I would like to request everyone, please mute yourself. Okay. So it is a great honor and privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker, Professor Oruz Ilyas, madam, a distinguished wildlife biologist, conservation researcher, and academician whose contribution to wildlife science has inspired countless students and conservation professionals across India and beyond. Dr. Ilyas is currently serving as a professor in the Department of Wildlife Sciences at Aligarh Muslim University, one of the India's leading institutions for wildlife education and research. She has been actively involved in wildlife research since 1995, with more than 25 years of extensive field experience, particularly in the challenging landscape of high-altitude Himalayas. Her research has focused on mammalian ecology, biodiversity, conservation, herbivore ecology, conservation genetics, population dynamics, wildlife policy, and human-wildlife conflict. Her pioneering work on Himalayan ungulates and musk deer conservation has significantly contributed in its long-term conservation and management. She has led and participated in numerous research projects funded by organizations such as DST, SERB, CSIR, UGC, WWF, India, Wildlife SOS, and several other national and international agencies. Her pioneering work on Himalayan ungulates Dr. Ilyas has also served 4 terms as Asian coordinator of Deer Specialist Group of the IUCN Specialist Species Survival Commission, reflecting her international recognition in the field of wildlife conservation. In the recognition of her outstanding academic and scientific contribution, she has received several prestigious honors, including recognition for excellence in STEM disciplines by the APJ Abdul Kalam Center for STEM Education and Research and the International Society of Muslim Women in Science. Today, we are fortunate to learn from her vast experience as she shares insights on building a successful career in wildlife conservation, developing essential field and research skills, exploring opportunities in the conservation sector, and transforming a passion for wildlife into a meaningful profession. Ma'am, we are very grateful for your presence and taking the time to interact with us today. So please join me in extending to a warm welcome to Dr. Oruz Ilyas. Ma'am, the platform is all yours now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for such a elaborated introduction. Even I was not aware about myself so much I have done. Thank you for reminding me. I hope whatever I speak is actually appropriate and useful as per your theme, as per your objective of the webinar. Anyways, so it is a journey many of you might dream about, and I am going to share what that path actually looks like. Not just the highlights, but the real step, the sacrifice. Wildlife is not only glamour or interesting thing or seeing around the jungles, mountains, oceans, but also it involves lots of hard work. So not just the highlights, but the real step, the sacrifice and the magic that keeps us going. I will also share a few moments from my own life, not because my way is the only way, but to show you that every wildlife professional started exactly where you are. Like when I was doing my graduation, I was clueless because I come from a family where my father was a government servant. He was an IAS, senior IAS officer. My elder three sisters were doctors, and I hated that profession because all the time they were studying. So I hated, and out of that, in 1992, when I passed out my BSc, I wanted something different, something close to my heart, something which I can actually enjoy. So there was one course going on, two courses going on of MSc Wildlife. One is the Wildlife Institute of India, and another is the Department of Wildlife Sciences. So this is a new course for me, and it simply clicked to me, and I said my family that I'm going to do wildlife, and I was not sure what I'm going to do further after doing my masters. Anyways, I started my journey in 1993. So usually when we talk about the STEM means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, we think that what does a scientist look like in STEM? These are the three pictures. Either some chemistry is going on in the lab, some chemical reactions they are testing, or some equation they are solving, or something they are looking under the microscope. So this is what we think when we talk about the STEM. But actually, beyond this, there are scientists who are working in the jungle, who are working in the field. This is the pictures of my fieldwork days during my PhD. So I was left side picture is I'm collecting my data in Binsar Wildlife Sanctuary, where I started my career for my PhD. Then I got this SCRB project to work in Kedarnath Wildlife Sanctuary. The second picture is showing that. So in first I'm sitting, and second I'm collecting data with one of my research scholars, Zareen. She was also very hardworking. One good thing is that, I mean, I don't know, I may be biased, but I have noticed one thing, that in wildlife field the girls are more dedicated if we compare with the boys in nowadays. Like in my department, the girls are more as compared to the boys, and they are very uh,
Hello, ma'am. I think there is some network issue from your side. I think we lost your presentation, madam.
Okay.
Please reshare and repeat your, I think, 2 or 3 minute back talk. Yeah. Okay.
So, have you heard about these pictures?
Yes. Yes. We had just.
Okay. So the main aim of showing these pictures that not all the time we are in the lab. Scientists are not meant only for the lab, but there are nature labs also, where we collect the data, where we actually work for the conservation and protection of the nature. So that's how I started my career, and I was inspired by this book, The Jungle Book, written by Rudyard Kipling. And in fact, written by Rudyard Kipling. So I used to love such kind of stories in which the nature was portrayed in a very nice manner. And in 1993, that Mowgli was launched. So my passion grew, and that's how I, from passion to profession, I decided to take it up as a profession. The Mowgli clip is the true existent coexistence of the human and the wildlife. So every career in wildlife began with a moment of wonder. For some, it's watching a David Attenborough film. For others, a visit to a national park, a rescue bird that landed in the backyard, or just the thrill of seeing a snake glide across a path. That feeling of curiosity, a little bit of obsession in this park, it's not a career plan yet, but it's the um, compass. For me, that spark came from two simple things. First, reading the Jungle Book, and as a child, those pages made me feel like the Indian forest was a living, breathing characters, not just a backdrop. And second, my garden. I am a plant lover. I do lots of gardening. Still, I do lots of gardening. Even my new home is building, and we have left lots of space for the lawn and the gardening and all. So I love that. I love to. I love seeing the plants growing. I love seeing the plants giving the fruits or flowering. So this book was actually one of my eye opener, and this beloved animal series, The Jungle Book, The Adventure of Mowgli, originally premiered in Japan in October 2nd, 1989. And it's launched in India on Doordarshan. I don't know how many of you know about the Doordarshan. Earlier, when in my childhood, that was the only channel we had, Doordarshan. Okay, so morning 7 a.m. we used to get up during Sunday to see the Chitrahar, and we have weekly serials, and Sundays we used to have this Mowgli, this series. We used to love it. I mean, we were crazy to see that. So it was launched in 1993, and okay, so the fork in the road, turning passion into a decision. There are two paths. When I was after completing my graduation, I thought I should go for medical or engineering, but somehow these branches never attract me. They were not very appealing. So I opted for the uncertain path, adventure and challenges. And passion is common. What sets a wildlife professional apart is a deliberate choice. At some point, you have to decide: are you going to keep this as a routine, or you can say weekend hobby? The love for the nature you want to keep as a weekend hobby, or are you going to build your life around it? That choice often means options for a less conventional path. In 1993, It was less conventional for path. I mean, my father said, "What the hell you are going to do in the jungles? What is it safe?" But my parents were very encouraging. They said, "Whatever my daughter, because we were five sisters, one brothers, and three sisters have already proved." So it was because of them I got this opportunity. My parents were very confident that whatever I'm going to do, I will be doing something good. So I opted this field out of my choice. So the choice often means opting for a less conventional path, choosing a biology degree over a more lucrative option, taking a gap year to volunteer in a forest, saying no to peer pressure. These early decisions aren't about being reckless; they are about being intentional. When I finished the schools, I choose zoology. I have already mentioned. I spent every holiday in the field, and the decision terrified my parents a little, but it was the most honest and I ever made. I said, "No, I want to go for this." However, this is one of the video clipping from my field station that is near the Pindari glaciers. This is the track we have to follow to see these species which are very elusive and found only in high altitude Himalayas. This is left side video is about the data collection in Pindari glaciers on Himalayan Thar. This is the picture of April 2025. So these kind of challenges you have to face. So let me be blunt. A career in wildlife is 10% breathtaking sighting and 90% hard, repetitive, uncomfortable work. Before you lead projects, you need to master field skills, tracking, species identity, handling equipments. So wildlife is not only just roaming around in the jungle, but you have to have, this is applied science. This is not a traditional science where you have the set curricula and then you have to collect, you have to do some experiment in the lab. But here you have to develop your own methodology. You have to work hard to collect data. You will sometime you will fail, get rain on, and spend weeks without spotting your study animal, and that's normal. These are the skills that separate a nature lover from a scientist. So these all you have to do. I remember one particular field season, weeks of cold rain, zero sighting. I was in Windsor Wildlife Sanctuary. I was cold, discouraged, and questioning everything. But I learned more about patience and data collection in that failure that any successful day could uh, teach me. And honestly, I will do it again. Suppose you are going to see a animal in the forest or a butterfly or a bird you wanted to see because that is your target species and you're not able to see. You spend whole day and did not have a sighting. Sometimes it is frustrating, but that's how you learn the patience, that develop the patience. Hours and hours you are working, and it is the people who carry you, mentors, milestones. Like no one built this career alone. Behind every wildlife scientist is a chain of mentor who opens door. A professor who saw potential, a field assistant who taught you to track. When we are in the jungle, this is the field assistant who is the strength of every wildlife, because usually field assistants are from that particular area. Like these two pictures where I am with my researcher in Page National Park. So we usually hire the local because local know about the area. So those are our strength, because we are moving inside the jungle alone. So we hire the local people so that when we encounter the tiger, they know how to handle them. Okay. So you need to actively seek these people and later become your one yourself. Milestones like your first internship, first conference, first publication often come because some said, I, I believe in. So I was also encouraged by my supervisor. It is not that wildlifers, they actually have to work hard to achieve the things, but sometimes there are people behind you who keep on pushing you that you can do, you can do, you can do. And sacrifice and the sacrifice and trade off. So this career asks for trade-offs. You may live out of backpack for months. Job security is often shaky, shaky early on with short contracts and project-based gain. You might delay relationships, miss family events, live simple. Your friends might buy cars while you're buying telemetry gears because in wildlife the equipments are expensive. So usually we get the funding from the from the government. If you write a good project proposal, you get the funding from the government to buy the equipment which can be used in the field. It's not a complaint, it's a reality check. And yes, yet ask anyone who's done it, and they will tell you it was worth it. I lived in a very I most of the time when I was working in high altitude Himalaya, I was living in the tented accommodation. I mean, for miles and miles, no one was there. Only two tents. In one tent, my field assistants were staying, and I was staying alone in another tent. So it's definitely my friends were getting promotions. I was celebrating a clean data set. It was a sacrifice, yet, but also the most alive I have ever felt. When you get your first publication, that is the time when passion become profession. So there are moments, not a single day, but phases when you realize you are no longer just an enthusiast, you are a professional. So if you're going into the field, if you're opting this career, you are going into the field, or whenever you are going, like one of my professor, Dr. Asad Rahmani, he was the director of the BNHS. Now he's retired. He was heading the department also before accepting the directorship. So he is the real mentor. He was my mentor, and he inculcated one habit in all his students. Whenever we go outside in the forest or anywhere, we always carry one notebook and with pen. And if we see something interesting, it is not that all the time you are seeing the animals, birds, plants, or something interesting related to the nature. Keep on writing. So we always carry a pen and notebook, and at the end when you look back your notebooks, you can actually write. You will realize what all you have. You can connect the link and you will see what all you have done. You can connect that. And so you can write the paper also. For you don't have to spend hours and hours in lab, or you don't have to spend hours and hours calculating or solving an equation. You just think you have the knowledge of the statistic. As I have already said, this is not the pure science, this is the applied science. The wildlife means you should know about the botany, you should know about the animal zoology, you should know about the mammal, birds, herpetofauna. Apart from that, with this data, you should know some statistics, some statistical packages also, so that you analyze that data. So when you are coming from field, you assemble the data, you enter the data in the Excel sheet, and you take out some useful result. For me, that shift happened when my first paper was accepted and I received the full funding to travel to Hungary. In 1998, I was in field and I wrote a paper. I submitted an abstract in, I was 24 that time or 25. I don't exactly remember. So I submitted an abstract in one of the International Deer Biology Congress, and that conference was going to take place in Hungary, Prague, Budapest. It was going to happen in the Budapest, Kaposvár, Hungary. So Budapest is the capital of the Hungary. So that paper was accepted, and I was really excited that my international community has accepted my paper. I mean, the data which I was wondering what I'm going to do. Then I wrote the paper, prepared the presentation, and I requested for because I was a student doing my PhD degree, and in India we get very meager amount of fellowship. So for me, it was very difficult to travel abroad, and that too, first time I was going abroad. So my paper was selected, not only selected for the oral presentation, but also I got the full funding. So that was the starting. 1998 was the starting of my passion into the profession. So from 1998, I did not stop. I presented that paper in an international conference in Hungary. I traveled abroad alone first time. So it was again an experience for me, lifetime experience for me, because I was traveling abroad for the first time. In fact, I was traveling by air for the first time. In 1998, it was not very common. Like now, our kids only travel, most of the time they travel by air. But that time, traveling by air was a big thing for us. So like this, so I was a hard worker. So I kept on doing things, and that was my first achievement. Then I got another achievement by getting Chaturvedi Prize for writing best paper in Indian Forester. After completing my PhD, I got the DST Young Scientist project. That is the very prestigious project. That was very prestigious project because that project was received only by one faculty member in the Aligarh Muslim University. I was the second person who got this award. So these are the motivational thing which kept on encouraging me to pursue my career in wildlife field. So here, the wildlife career map, so many paths are there. One beautiful thing about this field, it is not just academia. You just don't have to study. Of course, you have to study, but not as much as you have to do in other field. Like if you do the master in zoology, botany, you still have to do something. Maximum you can do, you will get the job in schools. This is what, unless you do the research. But after doing masters in wildlife, directly you will get some project, some field biologist post. Every tiger reserve has got. So in Aligarh, we have 100% placement. Minimum 30,000 you are going to get if you are doing your masters in wildlife sciences or biodiversity studies. So these are there are lots of NGOs, lots of government organizations who wants to take the wildlife first in this. So not only the academia, if you are a good wildlifer, you can go in wildlife, making the documentary, filmmaking, National Geographic. You can contribute to the National Geographic. International conservation, there are lots of NGOs. One of the largest NGOs is the WWF International. We have one in WWF in India. WWF India, we have Wildlife SOS, we have WTI. So many NGOs we have. There are lots of in the south. I'm talking about the NGOs in the North India. Not only this, you after gaining masters, you can go for the ecotourism and wildlife guiding. And wildlife forensics and technology, there are advancement also. So these are the options you can go for. A skill that make you stand out. What are the skills required for wildlife? Species identifications, data analysis, scientific communication and collaboration, and team. These are the skills you require as a wildlife biologist. So when I'm hiring a researcher or selecting a student, I don't only look the academics. He's good in academics, he has scored this many percentage, this many marks in his bachelor's or master's. That is not the only thing we saw. I look for proof of passion also. Not everyone can work in high altitude Himalayas. Not everyone can work with the tigers in Pench Tiger Reserve or the Panna Tiger Reserve. So to work in these areas, these are the challenges. This is the challenging field, and to work in this area, the passion is important. How passionate you are about this field. So show me you can handle a data set, statistics and GIS, not only working in the field, but also you should have some skill, like how you're going to handle the data set, how you are going to use the GIS and superpowers. Write clearly a report no one reads, safe no animals. So, and be a person other wants to work with at 5 a.m. in the swamp. Like wildlife, you cannot sleep till late night. You have to get up early in the morning because animals are early riser. They are more active during the morning and the evening hours. So you have to. This is the habit which you have to inculcate for lifetime. If you work for 3 years in the field, automatically you will be awake in the morning, early in the morning throughout your life. Whatever, how much tired I am in the night, but I get up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning. And so I have had field assistants who were completely illiterate, but in a way, so field assistants are the strength of the wildlife biologist. So now, when you decided that you have to work in this field, a pathway of development, wildlife career, curious beginning, academic learning, field experience, professional network, leadership and impact. So wildlife, or everyone is talking about the climate. So wildlife is the part of that. People talk about the conservation, but they don't know what is the importance of a species. When you talk about the tiger conservation, the layman will say, what, we haven't seen the dinosaurs. What if we don't see the tiger? Our next generation don't see the tiger. So it is not only the tiger, actually. It is not only the tiger, it is the top predator at the ecological pyramid. Top predator, if you are conserving the tiger, we have to understand why conservation is important. We have to make people aware why planting a tree is important, why protecting the tiger is important. We are not only protecting the tiger, but also we are protecting the top 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 layer of the pyramid. It's a carnivore. If you are protecting the tiger, means you are protecting the herbivore, the deer, antelopes, and whatever is small creature. If deers and antelopes are there, then you have to have the good food available, forest. So it is not only protecting the tiger, but the whole ecosystem you are protecting. That is why we talk about, if tiger is not there, if no predator is there in the jungle, the herbivores, population of the herbivores will be too much, and they will finish all the grasses, all the green. So this is an ecological balance. This is an ecological balance. And how important planting a tree, we have realized during the COVID time. Yes, we lost our dear ones during COVID times, and that was the time when we realized how important is the oxygen. One oxygen cylinder normally we buy for 800 rupees, that lasts for 8 hours. So 2,400 we have to pay if we don't get oxygen from the environment, and we have to buy the cylinder. So the COVID is a good lesson to all of us that we have to grow oxygen for at least our part we have to do. So planting a tree is very important to have your part of oxygen which you are taking from the environment. We are not only the growing the plant, but also we are creating the environment, creating the house for the birds, lots of small creature, lots of insects, lots of beetles, lots of squirrels, small mammals. If you see a tree, a big tree, it is not only a fruit plant, it is not only a fruiting tree, but it is a home for so many animals, so many birds, so many mammals, so many insects. You know, so tree is not only giving us the oxygen, but also giving the home for so many creature created by the God. So you have to make your own roadmap. So how do you build this path? Start exploring, joining nature club. You can start if you're interested in wildlife, or if you love nature, you can start your career by joining the nature club, or simply going out with the binocular. Just go out. I don't know how many of you know the bird watching, how many of you have seen the birds. When we talk about the birds, the amateur will say, yes, I have seen a bird. What bird is sparrow, crow, 3 4 birds they will name, and beyond that they cannot speak. But once you are out with a binocular, you will see around you there are at least 10 to 20 birds around you with different colors which never noticed before. This is the beauty of this science. So you have to explore, and that's how, after exploring the nature, you can choose it as your career. And academic learning, field exercise, professional networking, and leadership. People are talking, there are lots of convention going on, climate change, a convention on the climate. Okay, SDG goals, strategic development goals are there. So many things are there going on in the world, and we are not aware. We are just reading out in the newspaper. So go through, read the document, and develop your understanding, and be concerned about the environment. So why this? Why this? The bigger picture. We are not just chasing personal dreams, we are in the middle of a planetary crisis. Biodiversity loss, climate change, human wildlife conflict, wildlife professionals are on the front line. We are on the front line. And this career is an act of hope. It's a very noble career. Like doctors feels very proud when they treat a patient. We also feel very proud when we work for the nature. In every religion, there is a respect for the nature. In Muslims, the planting a tree is the sawabe jariya, means whosoever, like if I'm planting a tree, I may not get the benefit out of that tree, but when it is fruiting, some other people will be enjoying that food, or some poor people, or we will be sitting under the shade of that tree. That is the satisfaction when you plant a tree, seeing them growing and you seeing their use by the people. In the end, we will conserve only what we love. This was said by Baba Dayom said, in the end, we will conserve only what we love. We will love only what we understand, and we will understand only what we are taught. So this is the high time when you realize, when you understand the environment, because in the end, we will conserve only what we love. So love the nature. Try to understand the nature. cooler.
Madam, we are not able to connect with you.
Wait, just
Yes.
okay.
Can you just share your presentation once again, madam?
Yeah. So F5. So major career pathways, wildlife research and academia, forest department and wildlife management. You can join the forest department. It is not that you only come through the academics. You can also join the forest department through different civil services UPSC competition. Like you can go for IFS, or you can go for Ranger, ACF. So these are the other way, apart from the academy, these are the other way to serve the nature. There are lots of NGOs and international organizations. You can join that. Environmental consultancies are there, and wildlife media and communications are there. Ecotourism and nature interpretations are there. There are some essential techniques if you want to work in this field, like camera trapping, statistical analysis, species identification, GIS and remote sensing, scientific writing and reports preparation. And there are lots of importance of technology in conservation. When I started my career in wildlife field, there was no camera trap. Camera trap, this is the picture, right side. This is the picture, which is displaying the picture of the camera trap. Camera trap is equipment which keep on taking the pictures when you are not in the field. So 24 hours, like if you keep a camera trap, you tie a camera trap in the forest. So without the without we being there, they keep on clicking the pictures and give you all the data. So there are advancements. We have the radio collars. You just collar the animal and you can track the animals. And now we have the we have satellite imagery. We have drones also. You can do the monitoring from the drones also. With drones, I remember one thing. I don't know how many of you have read the Silent Spring. It is a beautiful novel written by Rachel Castle. In America, DDT was people the farmers were using DDT. So she has written a novel on the Silent Spring. Once in I think 90s or much earlier, I don't exactly remember the date. So the DDT was spray using the helicopter. DDT was spray. We know why DDT are being sprayed, to keep your crop safe and safe from the uh, insects, parasites, safe for being damaged by the diseases and all. So they use the DDT by helicopter. They spray all over the field, and you know what happened? That day, that year, not even a single chirp of the bird was there, because using the pesticides, using the DDT, spraying over the helicopter, it's not only affected your crop was saved, but polluted. Apart from that, because it was sprayed from the top, from the helicopter, lots of birds lost their nest. It was so polluted, and that during that spring there was no call of the bird. And that has been portrayed by Rachel Castle in that novel, The Silent Spring. Beautiful novel, you all must read. You all must read. And after reading that, after launch of that novel by Rachel Carson, the DDT was completely banned in US. Still, they are not using the DDT because they realize how harmful is that. Okay, our crop was safe, but we do not know how much poison we are taking by using that crop. Still, we are using, people are using the pesticides and all. So these kind of study we can take up using this kind of by going for this kind of nature conservation. Tiger monitoring in India is being done by the camera traps, collars. So these are the equipments we are using for this. We have the higher education opportunities, wildlife science, ecology, forestry, and environmental sciences program. We have forestry in Shere Kashmir. We have wildlife sciences. In many earlier, there were only Department of Wildlife Sciences, Aligarh Muslim University, but now the Wildlife Institute of India is also giving the degree in the wildlife sciences. In fact, same time we both launched, and now there are many universities which are giving the degree in wildlife sciences. Apart from this, you can go for the internship and dissertation work. Like even if you are in some other field, you can go for the like one of the candidate from the Rajkot University is working in my project as a volunteer. So out of the he is doing in zoology, but he wanted to work on the birds. I said fine. He wrote an application to me, ma'am. I want to work on high altitude on the birds. So I said fine. First, have some exposure. So earlier he went with my team to that area, and he decided to work on the birds. That's how his he developed his passion for the wildlife. And now at present he is collecting data on birds in Manari region, that is near the Niti Valley. Workshops and field trainings increases employability. So we have higher education, we have job opportunities in this field, and how to build a strong profile. You can, if you are coming for the wildlife, you have to have the practical, participate in the field surveys, learn GIS, remote sensing data, because remote sensing is one of the important science which actually give you a lots of data. You download the imagery, you do the ground truthing, and you can get lots of data just downloading the imagery, processing the images and all. So these RS and GIS makes your science very easy. Publish articles and conferences, develop networking and collaborative skills, and internship and networking also apply, attend, build, and use. There are lots of opportunities. If you see the Yeti, you will find lots of opportunity just to develop your interest. If you want to, suppose if you're doing graduation in arts, humanities, but still you want to do something in the, so what you can do, there are lots of opportunities, and they publish in different platforms, like Yeti is one of the platforms. So they publish that we need a volunteer. So it is not only you are getting the exposure to the field, you are helping them, but also you are getting the exposure in the field. You are very close to the nature, and you at least you will start identifying the plants and the birds and mammals you see. So these kind of things you can do. Challenges in wildlife career, remote field condition. Yes, there are challenges. If there are adventure, there are challenges because you have to live in very, very remote areas for years and years. Like when I started my career in wildlife field, was doing my field work in Binsar Wildlife Sanctuary. I was living alone in the jungle. After 1 year, I went to my home, celebrating all the festival in the field. So these kind of things you have to sacrifice. because in wildlife field you have to collect the seasonal data. Suppose if you want to study the breeding biology of barking deer, so breeding starts in summers when the food is abundant, in monsoon. Before that they mate. So if you miss that season, you have to wait 1 year to actually collect that kind of data. Okay, so we have limited funding and job competition is there, balancing conservation goal with community needs for long-term participation and consistency. Emerging carriers, conservation technology and AI, wildlife genetics and forensic, climate change, urban biodiversity conservation, nature education, and science communication. So these are the emerging opportunity you can opt for. And the career roadmap is start with field exposure, internship, learn analytical tools, take part in research projects, develop consistency and professionalism, build credibility through practical work. And qualities of successful conservationists: curiosity and scientific thinking. This is the one thing. You have to be curious about your environment, about your surrounding. Okay, the first thing is that you are seeing green thing. I mean, everyone loves greenery outside. In like in North India, it's really hot. So what we think about, oh, अरे यार चलो कश्मीर चलते हैं, or we should go to the hill station. So it is not only uh, we are escaping from the heat, but also we are going close to the nature. So consciously or unconsciously, everyone love nature. We want to meditation. We want to do, if you want a peace of mind, we want to go to the forest. So curiosity, adaptability, and teamwork, communication and leadership, ethics and conservation commitment, continuous learning. So these are the things, qualities of successful conservationist. And wildlife conservation is a meaningful and impactful career. Passion must be supported by technical skill, field experience, and networking are extremely important. Every contribution help protect biodiversity. Full circle, this passion never fades. This is my department. We keep on doing plantation in the department with my students. We had, before I go to this slide, I would like to tell you one thing. Extreme left slide you just see. This is our department. The second left is our department of Wildlife Sciences. We have beautiful lawns, and for 24 hours during the summer the tap was open for watering these lawns, to maintain these lawns. Lots of water you involve. But later on we realized that we are simply wasting the water. So what we did in November 2021, we decided that we are going to convert these lawns, extreme left lawns, into an arboretum. Arboretum is a laboratory. Arboretum is the collection of the one kind of plant. Like we developed the arboretum of the dry deciduous forest. Okay, so what we did, we in this land, these lawns were converted into an arboretum, and we planted most of the plants from the central India. Whether it's a chiranji, whether it's a jamun, mahua, we have this chandan also, the red chandan and the white chandan. So this was the land in November 2021. We did the first plantation. It's me with my students. We did the first plantation, November 2024. And at present, this picture I have taken yesterday. So these are the grown trees. The small, the small 1,000 square yard plot, or you can say 2,000 square yard plots, has been converted into the full-fledged jungle. And on 14 March 2026, I spotted a paradise flycatcher here. Since last 2 years, we have recorded 95 bird species from this arboretum. So this kind of, if you don't want to go into this kind of profession, still you can help nature. Is still you can work for nature by doing small things like plantation is one of the important. We just, and plantation should not be in a way that you're just planting and leaving. No, if you're planting a tree, you have to take care of that tree at least for the time until unless it reaches up to the 3 meters. 3 meters is the sapling. So if the small plant grows up to 3 meters, means now it is safe, it can survive. So it is not only the plantation, but rearing and caring of a small child. So this is what we have done. And our students are going in these forests for the vegetation sampling, for the bird watching, and lots of peafowl, peacocks have made their nest here. We have snakes, we have squirrels, lots of squirrels, we have porcupine, and partridges are there. So they, from this 2021, this lawn to these arboretum, and we have cited this paradise flycatcher. So this kind of things we can do. And our department, the Salim Ali was motivated by a sparrow. He has written a full book, Fall of a Sparrow, and Dr. Salim Ali. He has written this book. The Fall of a Sparrow is a story of the evolution of the birds hunter into a bird watcher. More significantly, it is a chronicle of the evolution of ornithology in India. The book is a tribute to a century of bird spotting, identification, and leisure watching. And in 1970, Dr. Salim Ali visited, much before the establishment of DWS, he visited the Aligarh Muslim University. And with the effort of Professor Abbas Hussain Musfi, the Department of Wildlife Sciences was established in 1986 as a Center of Wildlife and Ornithology. So his right side picture is Professor Abbas Hussain Musfi, and left side is Salim Ali. This left side picture, the extreme left is in the sitting row. Dr. Asad Ar-Rahmani is sitting. Next to him is Abbas Musfi, and then Salim Ali. So they were the instrumental establishing our department. Now we have beautiful full-fledged department. So this is all about my talk, and I have a very particular set of skill. I will find your questions and I will answer them. And thank you very much. This is my lab. At present, I have 8 research scholars. Sneha is working on raptors, harrier rather. Shehzada Iqbal is working in Palamu Tiger Reserve, that is the Naxal area, and he's working on the wolf. Mohsin Javed, he's the PMRF fellow. He's about to submit his thesis. And Yashi Aman and Humra, they are working in the high altitude Himalaya. At present, they are in the Niti Valley. Arshan Shahid is working on the dogs in Delhi region, and Aksa is working on swarm deer in Duthua Tiger Reserve. So this is all about my talk, and I'm open for the question answer session. So this is my journey and the scope of wildlife. So I'm open for the question answer. If you want to ask, please, you're welcome. I think I have taken more time. Some must be sleeping.
Hello everyone. Now it's open for the discussion. You can ask your questions.
Oi, Ravi, unanipa?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, doctor.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yeah, thank you for very amazing session. I think for us youth, you have learned something in case of in wildlife conservation. My name is Naushad Yunus, pursuing bachelor degree in wildlife management from College of African Wildlife Management in Tanzania. So I'm very excited for your session. I think I will send back the message to my college. in another hands for other students to join this session. But Doctor, I need to request for you, as you're approaching my end of my study, I want to pursue a master's degree in wildlife management, but still I'm after looking for the university which offer masters in wildlife management, and I have partial budget which can be good for facilitating the visa and passport for transport. So I need the help from you. Maybe you can advise me to achieve my dream. Thank you.
Okay, recently we had two students, foreigner students. One, Daniel, was from the Ghana. So he applied for this ICCR research fellowship. Through this fellowship, he took the admission in Department of Wildlife Sciences, and he had just completed his master's degree, and he's again will be applying to pursue his PhD from the same department. So there are opportunities, there are fellowship. If you want to continue, if you want to take admission in this field, you can go through the scholarships and fundings the government of India has under the cultural exchange program. So through that program, you can come and join this course. And yes, you also mentioned about the corridor. That is the not very new things, because we have the fragmented habitat. Animals are in the isolated, so we just want to connect. So that is the corridor for the movement of the animals. So Naushad, you are always welcome to join our department through ICCR. Go for this scholarship. You will get admission in wildlife or any other
Thank you.
university in India.
Thank you. Maybe you can pass through my LinkedIn account. I'm always using Naushad Yunus. I have about 65 certificates about conservation. You can pass through in my LinkedIn account. I will share my name, so it can be one among of the CV.
Okay.
Naushad, sorry to interrupt, madam. Naushad, we have received your email as well regarding the same query that you have mentioned. So, madam has already explained you and guide you. Accordingly, you can definitely go. And I would also like to share that CWCS, our center, is also offering MSc in Wildlife Sciences and PhD in Zoology and Wildlife Sciences in different themes and different interested topics. If you are having any topic, you can definitely write us or we can also discuss. So yeah, we have received your email, definitely. Thank you so much for joining from Tanzania.
Yeah, thank you too. Can I get your email maybe if
Yes,
I have
I'll
the
share
problem?
with you, yeah, in the chat box once again.
Yeah, thank you.
Any further question?
There are some questions in the chat box. Shruti is asking something.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for the informative lecture. So I wanted to ask, like currently I'm a veterinary student. I am an intern as of now, so it's my 5th year going on. So I was always interested in wildlife from the start, like majorly in conservation and management along those lines. So I was thinking of doing my master's in wildlife sciences, but in the long term, I would like to work in a zoo rather than, a sanctuary or a national park. Like zoo is something that I have always been more drawn towards. So can you guide me for the same or like the job opportunities that I would get?
Actually, like I was mentioning about the radio collars and animal handling. So, the role of the veterinarians in wildlife field. Uh, they have a very important role to play in wildlife field. If we have to collar any animal, we need a veterinarian to sedate the animal, tranquilize the animal, and put the collars. In Wildlife Institute of India, there are many posts of veterinarian, but very few people are aware about that. And we have one veterinarian, Dr. Parag Nigam. He's an excellent, and all the time he's in field because he's the only senior veterinarian busy in that. So one of my student, Pooja, she did bachelor's in veterinarian. Now she and after that she joined wildlife, and now she's working in Sikkim through the Wildlife Institute of India, working on red panda. So this is a very good, combination. Veterinary science and wildlife is a very good combination, because all the time we need veterinarians to actually handle these species. So if you want, you can go for the masters, and that is a complete package. With vet degree in wildlife sciences, you can be accommodated anywhere, either in the zoo or in institute. That is a deadly combination. So you can go for that. And in zoo also, you can, lots of veterinarians, health checkup is going on for the animals. There are many zoos. In Delhi Zoo, there are two veterinarians. In one Vihar, that is in the Agra, the rescue center of SOS and the government. We need the veterinarians. So there are lots of opportunity for the veterinarians, and this combination is actually really good. It's really good. So you can.
Thank you, ma'am. But I kind of want to deviate. I really don't want to go into treatment aspect of wildlife. That's the thing. I would rather want to go more in managemental or the conservation aspect. So is it
Exactly,
possible for me?
exactly. We are, for the management plant, we need the veterinarians, because to study the animal, you have to collar the animal to understand the ecology. There we need the veterinarians. On the basis of that, with the vet, we can make the management plan for that species or for that area. So we cannot work without the veterinarians for a management plan. You, if you want to discuss more, you contact to Dr. Parag Nigam from Wildlife Institute of India. He will guide you a lot. So he is the part of every management plan going on in India, because there are very few veterinarian which have the wildlife background. Like I have 4 Persian cat. I'm sorry. So I think with I mean, as compared to these doctors, like MBBS doctors, vets are actually earning a lot. Vets are earning a lot just by the treatment. But not only the treatment, but you can be the part of any team, and prepare the management. You can suggest the management. You can prepare the management plan. You can do the management of the animal in the wild. So if you want to know more about, you can contact to Dr. Parag Nigam from Wildlife Institute of India. So it's a good
Okay.
combination.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. How do I contact him? Do you?
Just go to the Wildlife Institute of India website and search for the Dr. Parag Nigam. You will get his
Okay.
email ID and the phone number. Yes, Paras.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
ma'am. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. Ma'am, my question is there. I am biotechnology graduate, and if I want to build means job opportunity in wildlife, is it possible currently, or shall I go for PhD in that wildlife, or directly I get a job opportunities in the Wildlife Institute of India?
Biotechnology, actually now everything is like we started with a different kind of science, wildlife.
Okay.
Okay, but biotechnology is one of the important science which can collaborate with the wildlife, because we have some scientists. We need some scientists for the genetic studies. Like
Okay.
I'm working on the Himalayan Thar. So I'm using a very traditional method to understand the feeding ecology of the I have some papers feeding ecology. So what I'm doing, I'm collecting the fecals and then taking out the plant parts, analyzing them, identifying them, and then saying, okay, these are the plants. But now the markers for all the plants have been developed. Now what I'm doing, like I have sent the Himalayan Thar pellets to a biotechnology lab to identify the the plants from the pellets. So biotechnology is it's playing a very important role in wildlife field, from species identification to everything, like the biotechnology and forensic also. These are the very important emerging and everything. If we now whatever taxonomy
Your voice is cutting low. Hello.
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 Yes, ma'am, your voice is not.
Just a second. Yeah.
Yes, madam had joined.
So biotechnology is very important role to play in the wildlife field, and we have to involve the biotechnologies to for the advanced studies. Yes.
Okay. So, ma'am, I will mail you my complete resume.
Please do.
Yes,
Please
yes.
do. I will suggest. Yes,
Okay.
Sandhya, you wanted to.
We can have
Hello,
last
ma-
question.
hello.
Please.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful session. I have
Hello.
just. Hello.
Yes, Sandhya, I would like to just say that you can all email to Orus ma'am or any one of us for all
Oh,
your question. We can answer you in the email. Currently, we are like running out of time. It's already 4:23. So you can directly email any one of us.
okay, okay.
Thank you very much. Now,
It's
I
okay.
would like to invite Miss Sabah Khan. No, I would like to invite Dr. Shabnam Sayed to conclude this session.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sakhi. So thank you so much, madam. It was really inspiring and wonderful session. We all must agree on this. So I would definitely like to conclude the session that when you have started your session, it was like all about our childhood memories, just rewinded in a minute. And you have just explained that how those small memories can lead into such a great profession. Then after you have explained that how the wildlife sciences was a brave choice for you, because in the time of 1993 we can understand that being just educated women was a very big thing in that era. You had just opted.
I would like to add one more thing. Not only educated women, the Muslim educated
Yes,
women
of
was.
course. Yes, of course. I totally agree and totally relate also. And during that kind of a time, you just flew for your presentation. You had just represented yourself in, I think, 1998, as you have said. After that, you have explained different scopes of wildlife sciences. After MSc, what can be done, like from filmmaking to ecotourism to traditional scientific studies. After that, you have also covered that wildlife sciences is not a personal satisfaction. It is also very important when it comes to climate change, human wildlife conflict, biodiversity loss. So it's a greater scope rather than just an individual choice, hobby, passion, and scientific publishing paper things. So that was also very inspiring for us. Along with that, at the end, you have also mentioned different essential techniques that we should learn about drone, then we should learn about the camera traps, and we should be, aware about from traditional to very recent techniques like AI in wildlife. Also, I would really like to emphasize that the qualities that you have mentioned in the last few slides, that what are the qualities should be there in a conservationist. It has to be very, one has to be very curious, first of all, about his or her topic or, career choice. Then adaptability, they must adapt this field. Otherwise, this field will not adapt you, simply as that. After that, the communication skills, leadership, connecting with people. You have also mentioned that throughout your journey, it was a chain of different people, like from locals to your supervisor to locals. You have interacted with all kind of stakeholders, and you have worked with them. And at the end, the conservation will happen only. It's not one man or one woman task. At the same time, you also emphasize that ethics and continuous learning is also very important when you are opting such specific and self-oriented careers. So once again, Madam, I'm Shabnam from CWCS on the behalf of entire our team, our Vice Chancellor Sir, our Director Sir, our entire team. I'm very thankful. I would also like to thank all the participants who have connected from countries like Tanzania and different states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa. We are very grateful that you all are responding so well, and you are all are so aware about this field, and you are all are so excited to learn from this much from this senior persons. So I think Shruti has asked something about zoo things. So we are having another webinar, the very next webinar from Ravi Chauhan sir, who is a biologist working in the zoo. So we have covered different types of experts, like from scientists, academics, from forest managers, early career persons and legends like ma'am. So thank you so much once again. And if you are having any query, please write us anytime and call us anytime. Thank you.
Thank you, Shabnam, for giving me opportunity. It was really great, but I think my talk was a bit longer. I could not realize the time. I had one more meeting scheduled at 4, so I am going to that for that meeting. Thank you, Shabnam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
And thank you very much, Orus ma'am. And I have just one request. If you and Shabnam ma'am can drop your emails in the chat box so everyone can get your email.
Okay, I will do that. Mine is very simple. orus16@gmail.com.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. And thank you all the participants.
Thank you.
On your videos, and we can have a group photo.
Yes.
Is it?
On your video. We can take a screenshot at least.
Yes, yes. Please on your video.
Sakhi, I think Sabha wants to say a formal word of thanks.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Yes. Good evening, everyone. So as we come to end this session, I am really privileged to propose or present vote of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to convey my gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Orus Elias. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights and experiences, life journey in wildlife sciences. Your presentation really motivates us who really wants to build their career in wildlife sciences. I also want to extend my gratitude and thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Pratap Singh Chauhan, sir, for his constant support, encouragement, and leadership. I would also like to thank the director of CWCS, Dr. Nishit Dharaya, for their needful support and opportunities, and for providing opportunities for such interactions. My special thanks to the coordinator of the webinar series, Dr. Shabnam Syed. Thank you, ma'am, for planning such events. I would also like to thank Miss Sakhi, who is anchor for today. Thank you, Sakhi. I would like to thank all the participants across world. Thank you for being a good listeners. Thank you, everyone.